Imagine standing on the edge of a forgotten island. No phone signal, no roads, just the sound of wind and waves. These are places you won't find in travel brochures or trending hashtags. Once alive with stories, people, and purpose, now lost in silence. Some were abandoned after disaster. Others were sealed off by fear, mystery, or war. They're scattered across the oceans, hidden from history books, yet every one of them holds a secret. What happened on these islands? Who lived there? And why did they leave? Today we journey to the edge of the known world and step beyond. When we say an island is forgotten, it doesn't mean it's empty. People may live there or once did, but over time the world stopped paying attention. Some of these islands are too remote to reach easily. Others were abandoned after war, disease, or disaster. A few have been erased from maps for political reasons. Rising sea levels have swallowed others whole. But each one has a story, rich, strange, and often heartbreaking. In this video, we'll uncover 5 islands you've probably never heard of. They're hidden in plain sight, waiting to be remembered, and their stories will surprise you. North Sentinel Island lies in the Bay of Bengal, surrounded by turquoise waters and thick jungle. But this beautiful island is one of the most mysterious and dangerous places on Earth. It's home to the Sentinelese, an uncontacted tribe that has lived in total isolation for tens of thousands of years. They reject all contact with the outside world. Indian law protects them. No one is allowed to come within 5 kilometers of the island. Those who have tried to visit there were often met with arrows and stones, and some even lost their lives. We know very little about the Sentinelese, how they live, what language they speak, or where they originally came from. And maybe that's the point. Their story raises tough questions. Should we leave them in peace? Or do they have the right to stay disconnected forever? North Sentinel isn't just an island. It's a reminder that some parts of the world are not meant to be disturbed. Just off the coast of Nagasaki, Japan, lies a crumbling concrete island known as Hashima, or more famously, Battleship Island, because from above, it looks like a warship anchored at sea. But this eerie ghost town was once packed with life. In the early 1900s, Hashima was a booming coal mining hub, owned by Mitsubishi. Thousands of workers, including families and children, lived in tight quarters, stacked inside concrete apartment blocks. At its peak, the island had one of the highest population densities in the world. Then in 1974, the coal ran out, and just like that, everyone left. Homes, schools, and playgrounds were abandoned overnight. Nature and time slowly began to take over the ruins. Today, the island stands empty, silent, and haunting, like a frozen moment in history. It was even featured in the James Bond film Skyfall. Hashima is a chilling reminder of how quickly progress can be forgotten. Imagine stepping onto a landscape so strange, it feels like another planet. That's Socotra, an island off the coast of Yemen, often called the most alien-looking place on Earth. Its isolation for over 20 million years has allowed life here to evolve in unique and unusual ways. Over a third of its planet species are found nowhere else in the world. The most famous is the dragon's blood tree, with an umbrella-shaped top and red sap that was once believed to hold magical powers. Socotra's beauty is untouched, with white sand dunes, turquoise waters, and surreal plant life that looks like it belongs in a sci-fi movie. Despite Yemen's ongoing conflict, Socotra remains peaceful and has welcomed a small number of respectful travelers. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, but still largely unknown to the world. This island isn't just rare, it's irreplaceable, a living time capsule of Earth's wild imagination. Far out in the freezing waters of the South Atlantic, nearly 1,700 kilometers from the nearest shore, lies Bovet Island, the most remote island on Earth. It's a tiny speck of land owned by Norway and almost completely covered in ice. There are no cities, no people, and no signs of regular life, just glaciers, winds, and silence. But in 1964, something strange happened. A Norwegian expedition team landed there and found an abandoned lifeboat sitting on the island's rocky shore. There was no shipwreck nearby, no people, and no explanation. To this day, no one knows how it got there. The mystery has puzzled researchers for decades. Bovet Island is one of those rare places that feels completely untouched by human hands, frozen in time. It's not just remote, it's practically unreachable. Yet, even here, in this icy emptiness, there's a story and a question no one has answered. Just a short boat ride from the beautiful canals of Venice lies Povaglia Island, a place wrapped in darkness and fear. In the 1700s, it was used as a quarantine station for people infected with the plague. Thousands of sick and dying were brought here. Many never left. Later in the early 20th century, it became a mental asylum where patients were said to be mistreated and forgotten. Today, the island is completely abandoned, and locals believe it's haunted. Many Italians won't even speak about it, and fishermen avoid sailing near its shores. Strange sounds, ghost sightings, and unsettling energy have turned Povaglia into one of the most feared places in Europe. You can't visit without special permission. Italy has officially closed it to the public. What's left behind are empty buildings, crumbling walls, and stories whispered through the fog. Povaglia isn't just forgotten, it's deliberately left behind. These forgotten islands have something in common. They don't fit into the modern world. They resist being owned, controlled, or commercialized. Some, like North Sentinel, actively reject outsiders. Others, like Bovet, are simply too remote and harsh to live on. Sotra is rich in natural wonders, but war and politics keep it hidden. Povaglia is feared, its past too dark for tourism, while Hashima was left behind when industries moved on. Governments can't profit from them, corporations avoid them, and so slowly they faded from view. These islands challenge the idea that everything on Earth can be mapped, managed, or sold. They remind us that some places are meant to be mysterious. Each island holds a story that's been silenced by distance, by fear, or by time. And in a world where everything feels known, their forgotten presence speaks louder than ever. There are still corners of the Earth untouched by progress. Behind each forgotten island, there are human stories, some real, some passed down through whispers. On Hashima, former residents recalled a tight-knit community. Kids playing between concrete towers, mothers cooking in cramped kitchens. When the mine shut down, families left everything behind, taking only what they could carry. In Sotra, tribal elders tell stories of ancient healers and trees that could speak to the wind. These oral traditions are slowly vanishing, like the island's untouched beauty. Local fishermen in Venice still tell chilling tales about Povaglia's voices in the fog. Shadows in windows long boarded up. One sailor claimed his boat refused to move when it got too close. And in 1964, the Bovet Island mystery deepened when a weather team found not just a lifeboat, but footprints in the snow, leading nowhere. These stories breathe life into the silence. They remind us that forgotten islands are not empty. They're filled with memories we've yet to understand. Even in a world mapped by satellites and lit by smartphone screens, some places refuse to be known. These forgotten islands, whether shrouded in mystery, buried by history, or isolated by nature, remind us that mystery still exists. They are more than specks on a map. They're echoes of human ambition, resilience, tragedy, and survival. Each one holds the weight of stories, untold tribes, untouched by time, cities swallowed by progress, ecosystems shaped in isolation, and ruins haunted by memory. They challenge our need to conquer and categorize. In their silence, they speak volumes. If this journey sparked your imagination, consider liking and subscribing to really help us bring more hidden stories to light. Know of another island lost to time? A place forgotten by history? Share it in the comments. We'd love to explore it with you. The Earth still holds secrets, and together we can keep searching for them.